Well, this week we are sharing special stories about our Carol Clarke as she prepares for her retirement. Early in her career, she became the news during a scary situation, and that event led Carol to the Oprah Winfrey Show.
It is a snowy Chicago morning, and News 4's Carol Goldsmith is heading to the Oprah Winfrey Show. A limousine is waiting.
Yeah, it's me. Kind of icy this morning, huh?
She arrived in Chicago the evening before. Oprah flew her 700 miles for a 7-minute appearance focusing on an incident that happened 7 years ago. She wants Carol to talk about her horrifying experience inside a Greenville supermarket when she came face to face with a gunman holding an Uzi submachine gun.
I've had to kind of dig up what happened and rethink it, which hasn't been really pleasant, but I want to be as accurate as I can.
After a 20-minute limo ride, Oprah's studio is in sight.
Ooh, it's a little snowy, huh?
Be careful.
Thanks.
Until now, her only contact with the show's staff has been by phone, but once inside, she is greeted by producers and searched by security. She is ushered to the studio's green room where she'll wait until the taping begins.
Thanks for coming back to the show.
Meanwhile, out in the studio, audience members are beginning to take their seats.
It's really prime.
But they have yet to be told the topic of this day's show.
We see one chair, and I'm hoping that it's some great golf pro.
Carol Goldsmith is not a golf pro, but a news anchor, and it's just minutes away from showtime.
They just told us that my story comes in the 4th segment. There's 8 segments in the show.
While Carol gets a last-minute touch-up, Oprah finally surfaces.
How you doing?
What kind of show are we going to have today?
This will be a good show. Very interesting. You know how anchor people are.
Interesting.
Very interesting, yes.
Until now, Oprah has yet to see her audience, and even though she's running more than a half hour late, it doesn't seem to matter. By now, the cameras are in place, the first guest is seated, and the tape is ready to roll. With the show underway, Carol has been seated backstage where she'll watch and wait.
I think one of the mistakes I made is saying, it's never going to happen to me.
After a half hour, it's Carol's turn to take the stage.
Is this all right? Yep.
She appears nightly on local television, but this is her first appearance on a national scale.
I'm a little nervous.
Are you why? Like sweating and clams?
Just want to tell it accurately.
5. Well, we're talking to anchor people around the country who've made news themselves.
She was never coached by producers or prompted by a script. It was just Carol talking about the day she confronted a gunman at a Greenville grocery.
He stuck his arm out and he said, "Wait a minute, you're not going anywhere." And as he turned, I saw that he had an Uzi submachine gun strapped on his back. And time just seemed to stretch out. So I remember jumping over boxes, and I'm not athletic, but they were stocking the shelf.
Going through that tide.
I remember picking tuna cans down the aisle.
We thought this would be really good because there is a familiarity with, various anchor people around the country. And also, with that familiarity comes, I wonder what I would have done.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
When the show ended, the cameras stopped rolling, but the talk kept going.
Did you think about it a lot afterwards?
Yeah. I slept with a bow and arrow under the bed.
Oh, yeah, that's going to do you a lot of good.
Yeah, what's it going to do?
That's right. Okay, I hear somebody coming. Let me get my bow.
After the studio emptied, there was one final taping, this one for promotion's sake.
How a criminal, an Uzi, and Carol Goldsmith became big news.
On the next Oprah.
Seconds later, she grabbed her belongings, walked out of the studio, and headed to the airport. Her story had been told.
I think if there wasn't a lesson to be learned from the stories we heard, I probably wouldn't have come. But I think it was worth it.
See you back in Greenville.
Jeff Abel, News 4, Chicago.
That was riveting. Just know Carol's an expert markswoman with that bow and arrow, too.